Well, thank you for joining us this afternoon. I'm Jurnee Taylor. We're following new developments that involved an ongoing investigation into an attempted bank robbery this morning. According to an online post from Little Rock Police, officers responded to shots fired at the Bank of America on Geyer Springs Road just before 8 this morning. That's where police say they found the driver of an armored vehicle who opened fire on someone trying to rob them. Right now, no word on who that person was, but we're actively working to learn more, and we'll update you once we do. Well, let's get over to meteorologist Nathan Scott for a check on our lunch hour temperatures. Nathan, look at the skies. It's beautiful. It's quiet, but we should keep our eyes open for what's to come, right?
Good afternoon, Jurnee. We start off the day with some clouds out there. Those clouds quickly cleared out, and the temperatures have responded, climbing up into the mid to upper 70s already in many areas. See more clouds into Oklahoma. They will be filtering their way in here from the northwest throughout the day, but we're already 5 degrees warmer than this time yesterday, so it's going to be probably getting close to 80 degrees. The winds are from the northeast now because we had that front that made its way through yesterday or overnight, produced a few showers. Temperatures topping out into the upper 70s, possibly lower 80s. There's a small chance we could see a few isolated showers developing, as you see here on future clouds and radar. No big deal. It may dampen the ground a little bit, but looking ahead to Friday, there you see it. We've got a 2 out of 5 risk now for severe weather from Little Rock and off to the west. And this is not the only chance of severe weather. We also have that severe weather potential going into the weekend. More details on what we can see here in Central Arkansas coming up.
Nowadays, you can get things done with the click of a button, but a decision by the state's election commissioners could change the way some of you register to vote. That's because the board is considering phasing out electronic voter registration. It's their way of resolving what they call inconsistencies with voters who use their e-signature in elections. While some officials believe taking the traditional route of only using physical signatures is the way to go, others believe this new rule could be a setback.
They have the power to have done something else to make sure people can access the ballot. This is not what it should look like.
The commissioner's director, Chris Madison, says using electronic signatures for voting purposes is not allowed under the state's constitution. We have a broken education system. Those were the words of Education Secretary Miguel Cardona, who stopped in Little Rock to speak at a roundtable. As costs continue to go up, more Americans may find it harder to afford higher education, even right here in Arkansas. But Cardona says the Biden administration is putting in the work to change that, which starts by forgiving massive loads of student debt and, of course, taking away the frustrations caused by the newest FAFSA reform.
The bottom line is it's working now, number one, so apply. If you haven't yet, apply. But there's potentially 600,000 more students that can access federal aid that couldn't before with the old system. So my mentality is get it done.
Cardona says fixing FAFSA is a step closer to the reality of affordable education. Well, money talks, and the city of Pine Bluff is using a new multi-$1,000 grant to reverse a shrinking population. Census data shows that 16% of residents left the city in the last 2 years, but leaders aren't letting go of hope anytime soon. Thanks to the U.S. Department of Transportation, Pine Bluff has an extra $500,000 in its back pocket, and it's planning on using that cash to bring the city back to life.
And we hope that we can build on this investment for other opportunities, grants, private investments from different sectors.
The group Go Forward Pine Bluff and the U of A Community Center will be part of those renewal plans for downtown. If you're looking to join the conversation, a public meeting will be held this fall. There's a chance you'll soon be able to partake in gambling activities directly at your fingertips. Pine Bluff Saracen Casino is hoping to get the green light from the Arkansas Racing Commission. If approved, casino games like slots, blackjack, and craps will all be available online. This afternoon, case files surrounding the ATF-involved shooting of Brian Malinkowski is now in the hands of Pulaski County's prosecuting attorney. Those files are now under review in regards to the March 19th raid that ended with the former airport director being shot and killed. There's been a growing call from officials to find out what details on what and how this happened. The U.S. House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan also wants information sent to him by May 6. Police are working to unravel more details in a Jacksonville shooting. Authorities say they found 2 people suffering from gunshot wounds after arriving to the scene near Galloway Park just before 7:30 last night. Those injured were taken to the hospital. There's no word on their condition. At the national level, a sweeping foreign package received the go-ahead by the U.S. Senate late last night and the final approval by the Biden administration, or President Biden, this morning. Inside that package sits billions of dollars waiting to be sent to Ukraine. In addition, $26 billion is being set aside for Israel, while over $8 billion will be used to combat communist China. Those 4 bills make up the entire package. It arrived to the White House today, where President Biden signed it into law. In response to those actions from U.S. lawmakers, college campuses have become a hot spot for students speaking out against rising tensions overseas. CBS's Naomi Ruckham brings you the latest.
Let's do it! Student demonstrators on Columbia University's campus, facing a midnight deadline to clear their encampment, dug into their positions. Overnight, the university said some protesters did pack up, and it's extending the deadline to continue talking with student protest leaders. Campuses across the country are trying to balance free speech with safety concerns from Jewish students. The demonstrators are angry over Israel's months-long bombardment of Gaza. Their demands mirror a growing number of campus protests, from Massachusetts to California, Minnesota to Texas.
Number 1, call for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. Number 2, to disclose all financial investments in Zionist organizations. Number 3, to divest from those organizations.
But those who study divestment say calls to financially disentangle colleges from Israel have gone nowhere for decades.
No campus has decided to divest from investments in Israel or companies that do business with Israel. This is a political debate where people have strongly divergent views.
In New York City, protests are taking place beyond college campuses. Police arrested more than 200 demonstrators Tuesday night, blocking traffic near the home of Senator Chuck Schumer. They projected the message, "Stop Arming Israel," onto the Brooklyn Public Library. The protest, organized by the left-wing advocacy group Jewish Voice for Peace, took place on the second night of Passover. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News, New York.
Your next flight could save you a bit of money thanks to new rules set by the Department of Transportation. Travelers who experience a canceled or delayed flight will be entitled to a full refund, but that only applies if your plane is delayed by more than 3 hours for domestic flights and over 6 hours for international flights. Airlines will also be forced to report all charges and fees up front.
This is a big day for America's flying public. It represents the latest step, 2 steps, in fact, in our ongoing journey as the Department of Transportation under President Biden's leadership to deliver the biggest expansion of passenger rights in the department's history.
The new rules will slowly be phased into action over the next year. You may want to look twice before throwing that piece of plastic in the recycle bin. We verify what you need to know about properly keeping the earth clean.
And get outside and enjoy today, because it's going to be overall a pleasant day around central Arkansas. Just a small chance of some showers, but the chance of showers, potentially severe thunderstorms, will be going up over the next several days. I'll have all the details you need to know next.